Welcome into another American River College Athletics broadcast brought to you by Stones Radio Networks. Today we have
the ARC women's softball team taking on Diablo Valley, Game 2.
And now with the play-by-play, I give you Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Game 2 has already started since we had to get Stones McCoy in his intro in there. Alana Valentine, the first hitter for the Vikings, takes ball one from Taylor McKay on the hill for the Beavers. Here in Game 2 of this one, Game 1 won by the Beavers 10-2. McKay 6-5 on the season. Their next pitch is inside for a ball. Makes it 2 balls and no strikes on Alana Valentine. McKay 6-5, 59 and 2/3 innings, 3.75 ERA, 30 strikeouts and just 12 walks for Taylor McKay. 2-0 pitch. Valentine takes in there for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. The right-hander delivers outside. So 3-1 on Valentine. Lana was 1 for 2 in the first game with a sacrifice. Came into that game at 2-12 on the season. Katie Hicks on deck, and then Jessica Simonson, the first 3 for the Vikings here in Game 2. That is right down the middle, call strike. 3-2, and I'll just say it right away. Stones McCoy, you can censure me if you want to, but it's one of those umpires that takes 1.5 years to call a strike, and it is the bane of my existence. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's fouled back to the screen. It's a good time here to say thanks to Rick and the DJ Sabrina or whoever else was responsible for bringing that big box of sandwiches, because that just changed my whole outlook on life. All of a sudden, I don't want to say what things I'm going to change, but still, I mean, it made me a little bit happier. Little Subway action there. 3-2 now on Alana Valentine. Sophomore from Napa High takes inside ball 4. So Valentine gets a walk in front of the dangerous Katie Hicks. Katie was 0 for 2 in game number 1. Did get a base on balls. She came into that game at 406, 8 home runs and 19 runs batted in. All top 6 marks in the Big 8 Conference. The left-hand hitting first baseman steps in with Valentine down at first. Off-speed pitch is hit deep to right field, and I don't think we're going to see that one again. Katie Hicks puts it about 30 feet over the right center field fence, and the Vikings, as they did in Game 1, grab a lead in Game 2. This time it's 2-0 in favor of Diablo Valley.
Pitcher hit the first one. The other pitcher.
9 home runs now for Katie Hicks, 21 runs batted in, and she has put the Vikings ahead 2-0 in this one. McKay lost. When she lost Valentine on the 3-2 pitch, she knew that was going to be critical, and Katie Hicks just came out and overpowered one well over the right center fence. We can still see it out there on the green grass outside, behind right center field, the football soccer area, training area over there. Here is Jessica Simonson, also called Jessie, the third baseman. Had a couple of doubles in game number 1, chops that one right on one hop down to first base, and Jackie Young will take care of it for the first out. 1 out, and that will bring up Amelia Martinez, who was the pitcher in Game 1. She is the DH in Game 2. Defensively for the Beavers, Jordan Wurzer's behind the plate in Game 2. Jackie Young at first, Kelly Capps at second. Morgan Montgomery at shortstop. The third baseman is Bella Garcia. Alexa Garcia out in left. Sophie Peterburg's in center, and Jaden Diaz is out in right field for the Beavers in this one. Here's Martinez, 258 on the season. Coming into today, and the first pitch is a called strike. She picked up her 3rd home run of the season and 12th run batted in the first game. 0-1. Check swing, I don't think she went, but I don't know how long it takes this umpire to signal a check swing, so I have to be very respectful. 1 ball and 1 strike. Vikings scored first in Game 1. They got one on the board in the top of the first. They've got 2 on the board here in the second. Inside corner, call strike, 1-2. On every strike, you'll be on a 7-second delay here today in game number 2. Not to say it's not a strike. Nobody's saying that. Just takes a while to get it up here. Need the info. 1-2 pitch, misses outside, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Malay Martinez. Annabelle Lamelli behind the plate in game number 2. She is on deck. The rest of the lineup, Agnolia Sauer, the left fielder, hitting 6th. Caitlin Hartshorn is playing second base and batting 7th. Ariana James in right field bats 8th. And Chris Kakis, the center fielder, is hitting 9th. That is down low for a ball. 3-2 now on Malay Martinez. Sophomore from Will C. Wood, doing DH, DP duties here today in game number 2 after pitching 5 innings in game number 1. Chops it down the third baseline. That's a fair ball. What a play by Garcia, and gets her by a step at first base. Bella Garcia going over into foul territory, but signaled fair immediately by the home plate umpire. And just an excellent play by Bella to throw out Martinez just by a step at first base. 2 outs, Annabelle Lamelli comes up.
Number 17, the catcher, Annabelle Lamelli.
Behind the plate in game number 2. She was the designated player in game number 1. Was 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs and a fly out to center field. Hitting at 174 coming into today. She takes the first pitch high and outside from McKay. Anna Valentine got a walk to start this game off. Then Katie Hicks hit a 2-run home run right after her. 2 ground outs followed that, and we're at 2 outs in the first inning. That one's lifted out toward shortstop. Garcia is calling everybody out, reaches up and makes the catch. 2 runs on 1 hit, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first. Vikings 2, Beavers coming to bat.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the first inning, Beavers down 2-0. Hannah Fiddler is the pitcher for the Vikings. She is no record, or 0-0 for a record. Only 6 in the third innings pitched, 2 strikeouts and 3 walks. ERA of 9.95. We talked about it before as Martinez had thrown over 110 innings coming into game 1. Ryland Gull came in to relieve her. She had 30 innings on the season, and now Hannah Fiddler with just 6 innings. She is a freshman from Alhambra High School, and she will face Bella Garcia, Morgan Montgomery, and Jacqueline Young. Garcia, 451 coming into the day, and she was 3 for 4 in game number 1 and picked up a couple of RBIs. She watches that one come right down the middle of the plate for a strike. Big bases loaded single for Garcia back in game number 1. That really broke things open for the Beavers, gave them the lead for the first time. She hits that one right back up the middle in the center field for a base hit. And Chris Kakis, who's playing center field, one of my favorite center fielders already because she plays literally 15 feet behind the infield dirt, and she comes up ready to throw at all times. I think she's been an infielder at some point in her career.
For the Beavers, number 5.
So Garcia, another hit. Here's Morgan Montgomery.
Montgomery,
319 coming into game 1. She was 1 for 4 in that. I think she was the specialist in foul balls that almost were hits in game number 1. Fielder pitches in that line right back into center field to guess who? Chris Kakis, who throws it second, almost had Bella Garcia at second base. What a fine play. She thought she had her. I thought she was in there safely, but anybody else but Bella you might have had because she gets as good a jump as anybody. 2 hits in a row for the Beavers. I think somebody needs to move the center fielder back. If you're American River, you want to get her off the infield. But here's Jackie Young. 313, 1 for 2, game 1. Jackie Young, 3 home runs and 11 batted in. Fiddler delivers. It's outside for a ball. Nice play by Lamelli behind the plate to snag that one. That one almost got back to the screen. Pitcher Taylor McKay is on deck. So a base hit for Garcia and a base hit for Montgomery, almost getting the force at second base, but here we go. That's in the dirt. Nice stop by Lamelli. That one was headed for the backstop. She trapped it. 2-0 now on Jackie Young. That one is ball 3. Jackie Young, the first game, a single and a couple of walks, and then she flied out to the warning track in left field. So almost had her 4th home run of the season. But she is ahead in this one, 3-0, and not one of the 3 has been particularly close by Fiddler. That one swung on and actually fouled at the plate. 3-0, green light to Jackie Young again, and this time she just misses it, fouls it at the plate. So it's now 3-1. Nobody out here. Bottom of the first. Vikings already staked to a 2-0 lead with the Katie Hicks 2-run home run. Fiddler delivers 3-1. Young hits it high in the air. Right field hit deep. James going back. She's not going to get it. That's going to one-hop the fence. Garcia will score. Coming around third and heading for the plate is Montgomery. The throw will not be made. It's a 2-run double for Jackie Young, and we are tied 2-2.
Now batting for the Beavers, number
So
3.
3 straight hits for the Beavers, 2 runs in. Ariana James is out in right field. That one was hit like a slicing ball over her head. She turned and went after it, couldn't get it. It was one hop in the fence. We mentioned Chris Kakis in center and Magnolia Sauer over in left. The outer gardens for the Vikings. Jesse Simonson at third, Alana Valentine at short, Caitlin Hartshorn at second, and Katie Hicks over at first. First pitch to McKay is on the inside corner for a strike.
An hour later.
0-1 on Taylor McKay. Sophomore from Paradise.
I can hear him say strike before he.
Jaden Diaz on deck, hitting the number 5 spot after 2 hits in that first game. McKay takes it high for a ball. Taylor at 322 coming in on the day. She was 2 for 4 in game number 1, had an RBI. She now has 10 runs batted in on the season. She lines that one into left field. Solid base hit. Picked up by Sauer out there, and holding at third base is Jackie Young. So 4 straight hits for the Beavers. Still nobody out in the inning. First and third, and Jaden Diaz, who came on as a pinch hitter for Kelly Tomlinson in game 1 and had a couple of singles and drove in a couple of runs. She gets the start in game 2, and she's going to bat in the number 5 spot. And conundrum here for the Vikings is Jaden, a noted bunter, but with first and third and nobody out, they're going to play Hicks close up at first, Simonson at third. But the infield is going to be back. The second and short will be back. So a single by Garcia, a single by Montgomery, double by Jackie Young, and a single by Taylor McKay. First pitch to Diaz. She looks at it, and it is outside for a ball. I feel like a poker player up here trying to read the umpire's tells. If he moves his left hand, he's not going to signal a strike with his right hand. That's as close as I'm getting. Diaz is going to check that one, take it, and it is a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think it is totally possible to throw the second pitch before the first one is called. That would be something I would love to see. 1-1. Diaz pops one up to left field, hit pretty well. Going back is Sauer. She's got it. The tag at third. The throw to the plate is going to be on a hop slide. She is safe. And moving to second base is Taylor McKay. Good base running by Jacqueline Young. She gets the sacrifice fly for Diaz. Her third run batted in just 3 plate appearances. Jaden now with 8 runs batted in. She came in the day with 5. 3-2 in favor of the Vikings, in favor of the Beavers, and Kelly Capps coming to the plate. Very eventful first game. She was 1 for 4. She got hit in the head by a throw. She made some good plays, almost had some base hits down the left field line, so a lot of action for Kelly Capps, the sophomore from Del Campo High School. And she steps in here with a runner at second, and 1 out, 3 runs in for the Beavers. That one is down low for a ball. Stones McCoy has just called it a strike. Very nicely done. He will text me on the way home, and he will say, strike call. That's how Stones McCoy's mind works. That's grounded foul down the third base line. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Rick, the scoreboard guy, says, if it's a ball and I put strike, but the next one's a strike and I put ball, it's the same thing, right?
It's reverse day, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Opposite day. Yes. Maybe he's not the best guy for the job. Can we call Steve, maybe? Call Dr. Steve?
It's a favor.
He's not the best guy for the volunteer favor. That one is a little bit too high, 2-1. When you volunteer and do somebody a solid and they still want to replace you, you have to think, maybe it's me. Maybe I did something. No, Stones, it was not a strike. 2-1. Stones always gets giddy the second game of a doubleheader. That's lined into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Picked up by Sauer. Holding at third is Taylor McKay. And Capps gets a base hit. 5th hit of the inning for the Beavers. Still just 1 out, and here's Alexa Garcia, who only had 1 hit in the first game, but it was a 3-run double that cleared the bases in the 6th and paved the way for a run rule victory for the Beavers, 10-2. Alexa now with 21 runs batted in on the season. If it's a sacrifice fly, volunteer, Rick, it's still an out.
Are you sure?
Maybe somebody runs him through the rules of the game before we let him up here. That's down low for a ball. Capps leading off at first. The throw almost, Lamelli looked down there but did not let the ball go. So first and third, 1 out, 3 runs in. And Alexa Garcia at the plate. Jordan Werzer, the catcher, on deck. She's batting in the 8th spot. Then Sophie Peterbers will hit 9th. 1-0 pitch. There goes the runner. It's chopped back to the pitcher off of her glove. She picks it up, throws to first. Runner on third is going to stay there. And it is Garcia, retired 1-3. Capps moves over to second base, so she is there with 2 outs now. Second and third, 2 outs. And Jordan Werzer, who did not play in game 1, coming to the plate. Jordan from West Valley. 245, 3 home runs. She has driven in 17 runs on the year in a limited number of at-bats, an impressive number. So here's Fiddler. Werzer takes a little bit in the strike zone for a strike. I was starting to go to a place, and then I waited, and then went to another place. 0-1. Werzer lines that one, left center field, stays up. Kakis can't get it. Throw it to the plate to try cut off the second run, but Werzer's going to move up to second base as that line drive short hop by Kakis in center field, but it scores McKay. Capps has to stay at third. Werzer moves to second on the throw, gets herself her 18th run batted in. 4th run of the inning for the Beavers, 6th hit. And that'll bring up Sophie Peterbers, the 9th hitter of the inning, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound with the Diablo Valley coaches, and we will step aside. We are in the bottom of the first right now. A couple of runners on base, and the Beavers lead at 4-2.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Meaning that the mound is over. A couple of Vikings players stopped by to encourage, or stay behind to encourage their freshman pitcher, Hannah Fiddler. And the first pitch on the way to Peterborough is a ball, 1-0. Ninth batter of the inning. 6 hits, 4 runs so far for the Beavers. They've got runners at second and third as Ryland Gull warming up to our left in the bullpen for the Vikings. 1-0 to Peterborough. She grounds it out towards second base. It's going to have to be a tough play at first, and they're not going to get her. That's an infield single and an RBI for Sophie Peterborough. After she beat out a grounder to the pitcher in the first game, I figured that was going to be a tough one right there. She picks up an RBI and a base hit, and that will be 5 runs for the Beavers.
13, third baseman Bella Garcia.
And Bella Garcia comes up for the second time in the inning.
That's a good inning.
Garcia singled in the first inning. She has 4 hits and 5 appearances in the doubleheader. And she's up here with first and third and 2 outs. 5 runs in. Shows bunt, and it hits her. So she will go down to first base.
There you go.
Nice hit.
You a dog.
Moving to second is Sophie Peterborough. Now that loads the bases for Morgan Montgomery, who singled her first time up, and we're going to have a pitching change. As we will step away, Diablo Valley going to make a pitching change, and we'll be back with that new pitcher right after this. We're in the bottom of the first, Beavers 5, Vikings 2.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Malia Martinez is going to return to the mound. She pitched the first game, or 5 innings of the first game, took the loss, gave up 5 runs on 10 hits. She's now 5-8 on the season. She's thrown 116 innings. Here's the pitch. It's hit high up in the air, but fouled down the left field line and out of play. 115 in 2/3 innings. 5-8 on the year. The sophomore from Will C. Wood taking over on the mound as Montgomery steps in here, 0-1. Runners at every base for the Beavers, 2 outs here in the first, 5-2 American River. Montgomery takes on the outside corner, calls ball. I was so sure he was going to put his hand up, I called it a strike. So I'm told that he is an audio umpire, which is nice, but that's the way I roll, okay? 1 ball, 1 strike on Montgomery. Foul back to the screen, so it's 1-2 on Morgan Montgomery, the shortstop out of West Valley, just a freshman. Left side of the infield freshman is Montgomery at short and Bella Garcia at third. Alexa Garcia in left, also a freshman today. Diaz in right as a freshman. Montgomery hits a high fly ball to center. Chris Kakis has a beat on it, reaches up and makes the catch, moving away from the plate. So 5 runs, 7 hits. We leave 3. We go to the top of the second. Beavers 5, Vikings 2.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Taylor McKay taking her warm-up tosses now with a 5-2 lead. She gave up a 2-run home run in the top of the first, but that was a long time ago now as the Beavers lead at 5-2. This 7 hits in the first inning. Magnolia Sauer, then Caitlin Hartshorn, and Ariana James will be the first 3 hitters for the Vikings here in the second inning. Sauer started the day at 222. 0 for 3 in game number 1. She did reach on an error. Ground out and a flyout for left-hand hitting left fielder. Comes in here against Taylor McKay. Garcia moves up at third base. McKay's first pitch is bunted down right back to the pitcher over to first, and ball's going to get away and go into right field, but backed up well by Jaden Diaz. That was going to be a tough play. It was picked up by McKay trying to hit Kelly Capps on the run, and we're going to give that one a base hit for Sauer. She is at first base, and here is Caitlin Hartshorn making her first appearance of the doubleheader, freshman out of Granada.
Second baseman Caitlin Hartshorn.
So Hartshorn up here with a runner at first base. She's going to show bunt. She bunts it up top over the screen. And it is strike one. Caitlin batting at a 190 clip. She does have 3 doubles and 3 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. She takes it on the inside corner, call strike 2. And yes, even with headphones, I heard the yellow strike that time by the umpire. Immediately he called it with his voice if he didn't call it with his arm. 0-2 now on Hartshorn. Ariana James on deck. Swing and a miss. Got her on strikes. First strikeout for Taylor McKay, and here's Ariana James. She's making her first appearance of the doubleheader. So far, 0 for 11 on the season. She does have 5 walks. Left-hand hitting right fielder.
Ariana James.
Chris Kakis, the center fielder, batting 9th today in the second game, is on deck. Sauer down at first base, 1 out. That is on the outside corner, off the outside corner, ball 1, 1-0. Sam is here. Sam the Lab is here, and he let us know that because we hadn't mentioned him yet. He likes to get his mentions out there. Swing and a miss. The runner goes. The throw to second base is not going to be in time, and Sauer is in there under the tag. So Sauer down at second base. James with the swing and the miss. Yeah, Sam likes the shout-outs, and so if you don't shout him out, he's here about an inning or two, and he just lets you know, hey, I'm Sam, I'm here. And it worked. Scoring position for Magnolia Sauer out at second base now. 1-1 to James. Swing and a miss at that one. 1-2. Jordan Werzer behind the plate for the Beavers here in Game 2. Hannah Peterburs was behind the plate in Game 1. 1-2 on James. Ariana out of Pittsburgh High School, just a freshman. That one just misses the outside corner, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes after that near miss. That just misses the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Veritably right on the edge of the plate on that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sauer at second base, 1 out here in the second. That's outside, ball 4. So got up 1 and 2 and missed with 3 straight, and James gets the base on balls. First and second, 1 out, and Chris Kakis, the center fielder, comes up. And we're going to have the meeting by the manager. May have a runner for Ariana James. Number 5, that is Isabella Halsey, who started it in center field in game number 1. She is going to run for Ariana James.
Batting for Diablo Valley, number 1 center fielder Chris Kakis.
So Chris Kakis comes up to the plate. She's a freshman from Armiel High down in Fairfield. Made an appearance in game number 1, was 0 for 1 in that game. Hitting .218 coming in. He takes that one high. So McKay having trouble with the strike zone right here. 1 ball and no strikes. On deck, Alana Valentine, the leadoff hitter. And right after her, Katie Hicks. Inside, ball 2. So 5 straight balls after going 1 and 2 on James, and we're going to have a little meeting at the mound by the Beavers. Going to call a temporary timeout. We'll step away for just a second. We're in the top of the second. Beavers 5 and Vikings 2.
Beat by DJ Stones.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
2 balls and no strikes on center fielder Chris Kakis with a runner at second and a runner at first. 1 out here in the top of the second. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Beavers took game 1 10-2 in 6 innings. 2-0 pitch is popped up, foul out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. Vikings scored first in this one, 2 in the top of the first. Beavers came back with 5 on 7 hits in the bottom of the first. And that's where we stand here in the second inning. Laid off that one, and it's 3-1 to Kakis. Bray Romero loosening up in the bullpen for the Beavers. The winner in game 1 threw a 4-hitter over 6 innings, got her 8th win of the season. That's hit down to first base and caught on the line drive by Jackie Young, and she steps on first for the double play. So good defense gets McKay out of a jam. We go to the bottom of the second. Beavers lead at 5-2.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the second, Malaya Martinez back out. She stopped the bleeding in the bottom of the first by coming on and getting Morgan Montgomery to fly to center. So we'll start off with Jacqueline Young, who pulled off that double play there on the line drive to open up the bottom of the second. That one is outside for a ball. Young with a 2-run double in the first inning, so she has driven in 13 runs now on the season. She was 1 for 2 in game number 1 with 2 walks. 1 ball and no strikes on Jackie. Lets that one go down low for a ball, 2-0. She's followed by Taylor McKay and Jaden Diaz here in the second for the Beavers. They sent 11 batters to the plate in the first inning. That's lifted up high in the air and very foul behind us. So it's 2-1 on Jacqueline Young.
Yeah, went over the fence.
Sophomore from Casa Roble High School. Came into the day at 313. And she is 2 for 3 as we sit here. Martinez delivers down low for a ball. 3-1. Annabelle Lamelli is behind the plate for the Vikings in game number 2. Hannah Fiddler started on the mound, was relieved by Malaya Martinez. 3-1 pitch swung on and missed. Pulled the string on that one. 3-2 on Jackie Young. Romero continues to loosen up. Now she's called it a day out down there in the bullpen. Nothing like a double play to ease the concerns. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hit high up in the air, left field. Sauer going back. It might stay fair. She reaches up and she makes the catch in foul territory. She's been on the move a lot, has Magnolia Sauer out in left field, and that was a fine running catch, figuring out where she was as she was up against almost out to the warning track again. So Young just gets a little bit too little of it. And that is the first out of the inning. And here's Taylor McKay, who singled and scored back in the first. 2 for 4 in the first game and hitting .322 coming into that first game. Sophomore from Paradise is up here with 1 out and nobody on in the second. That's the second time Jackie Young hit it to the warning track in game number 1 as well. McKay hits a sharp grinder down the third baseline, but foul up against the fence down there. So it's 0-1. So I think if Jackie Young has maybe 12 more feet on those 2 drives, she might have 2 home runs in this one, although that one was foul, if you're going to be technical and point that out. So I understand your position, and I respect it. 0-1 now on McKay. Jaden Diaz to follow here in the second. Taylor takes high and outside, so even to count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Katie Hicks down at first base. Caitlin Hartshorn at second. Alana Valentine at short. And Jesse Simonson over at third. Magnolia Sauer in left. Chris Kakis in center. Ariana James in right. That one is a little looper out towards shortstop and handled by Alana Valentine for the second out. So 2 outs quickly here in the second for the Beavers, and Jaden Diaz coming to the plate. Jaden was a replacement, a pinch hitter in game number 1, got an RBI single, so she got another at bat, got another RBI single. Came up here in the first inning and got the start and hit a sacrifice fly back in the first inning. So she now has 8 runs batted in on the season. Ended the day with a .323 batting average. She takes that one outside for a ball, so it's 1-0 on Jaden. Freshman from Cesar Chavez High trying to start something. Kelly Capps on deck. Right-hander Martinez, left-handed hitter Diaz. Jaden takes in there for a strike, 1-1. We are back here on Tuesday for a doubleheader against the top-ranked Sierra College Wolverines. That's a line drive off the glove of the first baseman down the right field line. A base hit. Diaz will have 1, at least 2, probably 3. As she rounds second, heads to third. The throw comes in from James. It's cut off by Hartshorn. And it's a triple for Jane Diaz, and she has had a tremendous day here for the Beavers at the plate. And she's down to third with 2 outs here in the second inning. 8th hit for the Beavers, first for Jaden Diaz, as she had a line drive off Katie Hicks's glove at first base, all the way down in the corner. James gave chase. Kelly Caps is not going to hit. It looks like Hannah Peterburs is coming up to the plate. We hope that is not related to Kelly's base running when she got hit by a throw in the first game.
Number 8, Hannah Peterburs.
Kelly Caps started the game 2 here and had a single back in the first inning. But Hannah Peterburs is going to hit for her now. So runner at third, 2 outs. Hannah 278 has a home run and 8 runs batted in.
Let's go, Hannah.
Diaz at third. She'll try to score on any pass ball. Here's the pitch. Hannah pops it up over our heads, and so that is going to be strike 1 on Peterburs. Nice crowd out here for game 2 of this one. Just a good day to watch a little softball. Mentioned Tuesday, another good day to watch softball, at noon for the first pitch of Game 1. We are entertaining Sierra College. We'll be right here on ARC Athletics YouTube and on the Mixler app. Just search Stones Radio Networks. 0-1 pitch. Line drive past third base into left field for a base hit. RBI single for Hannah Peterburs. And I must say, Coach Lisa Delgado was pushing the right buttons by putting in subs today. I think everybody she sent up to the plate has either got a hit or got a walk.
For the Beavers, number 7, left fielder.
Yeah,
Alexa
scores.
Garcia.
Big triple by Diaz with 2 outs, and then Peterburs comes through with an RBI single. And the fact that she's staying in and running makes me believe maybe Kelly Caps won't be coming back in this one. We'll see if we can get our people down to the dugout and check on her condition. Alexa Garcia at the plate. Takes it high for a ball. The throw back to first base into right field. Going to second is going to be Peterburs, and James picks it up, but Hannah slides in safely as an error on the catcher allows her to go down to second base.
Soft tag on Hannah. That was hilarious.
Alexa Garcia grounded back to the pitcher the first time, back in the first inning. 3 RBIs on a triple in the first game. She has 21 on the season now. Swing and a miss on that one. Ball tailing away from her. 1 ball and 1 strike. Malay Martinez checks out the dugout to get the combination to her wristband. That's fouled back to the screen by Garcia. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Combination to her wristband means they give her the code and she looks it up on her wristband to figure out what pitch that relates to, okay? Just the same way we did it back when I was a kid. If you had a manager yelling numbers at you on the mound, you would have went and told your mom, what is that guy doing over there? 1 and 2. Garcia takes high for a ball 2 and 2. It just wasn't the way things were done at the time. It doesn't mean this is a bad way to do it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that people shouting random numbers from the dugout would have been a problem back in the day. Hey, we have to fight now because you're yelling numbers out of your dugout at us. 2-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. We go to the third. It's Beaver 6, Vikings 2.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies, and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the third, Hannah Peterborough stays in the game. She goes out to play third base. Bella Garcia moves from third over to second base, and Kelly Capps is out of the game. We're going to send Stones McCoy down to check and make sure that Kelly is okay, as she did get that throw off her helmet in game number 1. And she was 1 for 1 in game 2, and then was batted for by Hannah Peterborough, who came up with the RBI single to make it 6-2. So it is Young at first, and now Bella Garcia at second. Morgan Montgomery still at short. Hannah Peterborough over at third. Alexa Garcia in left. Sophie Peterborough in center, and Jaden Diaz out in right. Jackie Young still at first, and Jordan Werzer behind the plate. And we will start it off with Alana Valentine, the sophomore shortstop from Napa High, who drew a base on balls back in the first and scored on the Hicks home run. Taylor McKay out for inning number 3. Pitch looked like it was going to bunt, but pulled the bat back, and it was in there for a called strike. Valentine 2-12 starting the day. 1 for 3 in game, or 1 for 2, excuse me, with a sacrifice in game number 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Valentine takes in there, calls strike 2. 0-2. Katie Hicks on deck, and then Jesse Simonson, top 3 in the order for Diablo Valley in this one. Hit high to center field. Peterborough's on the move to her left. She reaches up and makes the catch. That is Sophie out there in center. 1 out, and that'll bring up Katie Hicks, who was 0 for 2 in game 1, but hit the ball about 230 to right center her first time up here in game 2 for a 2-run home run. Her 9th of the season. She now has 21 runs batted in. She started the day 2nd in home runs and 6th in runs batted in the conference, and also 5th in batting at 406. The left-hand hitting first baseman went up here with 1 out in the third. Stones McCoy stops to talk to a dog on the way up the stairs, and it barks at him and snarls at him, which is the proper response to Stones McCoy, but usually not the response he gets. He's usually pretty friendly to animals. Nice job trying to antagonize the dog there, McCoy. 1 ball and no strikes on Hicks. Jesse Simonson on deck. Inside corner, call it inside. That's why it's inside corner. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. McKay checks with the dugout, checks her wristband. Hicks hits it foul down the first base line, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the top of the third. The Beavers lead at 6-2. They took game 1 10-2, trying to improve their conference record to 6-7 ahead of a big doubleheader on Tuesday against Sierra College. And again, we will have that for you. In fact, if you just subscribe to ARC Athletics YouTube, you'll know whenever we go live because they'll alert you. They won't call you at home or anything. I mean, it won't be intrusive. I'm not saying that. But they could. 2-1 pitch. Took something off that one, and it's fouled down the first base line again. I mean, they're going to let you know in a good way. That's what I'm saying. Also, if you want to go audio only, download the Mixler app, search Stones Radio Networks. You'll find it that way. But either way, subscribe to it, and you will be notified, and you'll join our ever-growing list of subscribers, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for that. 2-2 now on Hicks. Somebody is actually threatening to rip their vocal cords out in the dugout. That's hit high in the air to center field and hit well. Peterborough goes back, and she's not going to get that one. That leaves the yard for Katie Hicks. 2 home runs in the game, 3 runs batted in for Katie Hicks. She took the 2-2 pitch and hit that one out to straight center. And, give Sophie Peterborough credit in center. She thought she had a chance on it, and when she hit the fence, she just kept on moving. She's going to knock the fence down and go out and get it. But as fast as she is, With all due respect, I don't think she's catching up to that one. As Hicks, very impressive, especially in game number 2. 2 home runs. She's driven in all 3, and it's now a 6-3 game in favor of the Beavers. So they got behind her 2-0, got it to 2-2, but she just took that one and sent it straight out to center field. And here comes Jessie Simonson. 296 coming into game 1 for Jessie. She was 2 for 3 in that game, a couple of doubles. That one is down low for a ball, 1-0. I was just worried there was somebody screaming from the dugout. You know, I like the yelling from the dugout, you know, in the softball and everything. But there's one, I think she's going to shred her vocal cords. Oh, that's the center fielder, I think. Yeah, she's going nuts in there. All due respect. All due respect. I just worry about the kids, you know. I've had kids myself, you know. There's grounded down to first base and taken care of by Jackie Young down at first for the second out. Second time that Jessie Simonson has grounded to first base in this game. So she's over 2 in this one. Here's Malay Martinez. Started as the DH, now she is, or DP, and now she is the pitcher. 258 on the season. Hit a home run in game 1, and she has 3 now on the season, and 12 runs batted in, and her home run was no doubt, too, off that shed in left field. Two outs here in the third, 6-3 Beavers. Martinez is followed by Annabelle Lamelli as the umpire took advantage of the batter stepping out and said, I'm going to go clean home plate. I'm going to go out, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to the catcher. I got a lot going on. It's game 2. It's a Saturday. I got Final Four going on. I can watch some WrestleMania if I want to. I got a lot going on. Giants and Yankees, if you want to watch that, I guess. Hit sharply past third base into left field for a solid base hit by Martinez. She is down at first with 2 outs. 4th hit given up by Taylor McKay, and here's Annabelle Lamelli. The catcher in game number 2 popped a short her first time back in the first inning, so she is 0 for 1. Livingstone High School, she is a sophomore. Played as the DP in game number 1, catching here in game 2. There's a lot of hitting here in game number 2 already through the top of the third. Lamelli lines that one into center field. It's going to get down in front of Sophie Peterburs, and it is a solid base hit to center for Lamelli. Third hit of the inning, and here's Magnolia Sauer, who beat out a bunt her first time up. Freshman out of California High School, left-hand hitting left fielder. She's had a lot of action in left field in this doubleheader. And she's up here. Runner is at first and second. That's down low. Nice scoop by Jordan Werzer. 1-0. Ray Romero, you don't see her warming up, but she's obviously probably ready to go at any time after pitching game number 1 or pitching 6 innings of game number 1, because that's all there were. That is down low again. No, that's a strike. Okay, now you're just playing around, because I give you the allotted time, then I make my decision, and then you change your mind. 1-1. It's a battle between he and I. He'll probably win. Pop up second base way. Garcia underneath it, and she makes the catch for the out. So 1 run, 3 hits, the run out. Hicks home run, her second of the game. We go to the bottom of the third. Beaver 6, Vikings 3.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the third, we got Jordan Werzer, Sophie Peterbers, and Bella Garcia, the first three hitters for the Beavers as they lead at 6-3. Malaya Martinez, the second pitcher for the Vikings, is in here, and she's finished up her warm-up tosses. Report from the dugout from Stones McCoy. Kelly Capps, just a precautionary measure because of the throw that hit her in the helmet in game one. Just taking it easy, precautionary measure, making sure she is okay. So we wish her the best. And Garcia's moved to second. Hannah Peterbers came in to third base to take her place. But hopefully we will see her Tuesday when we are back here at noon for a doubleheader against Sierra College. Here's Jordan Werzer, who singled in a run her first time up back in the first inning. Her 18th run bat in of the season, and she swings and misses at the first pitch from Martinez. 0-1. Werzer, a freshman out of West Valley, against Martinez. That one is down low for a ball, 1-1. One ball and one strike. There has to be a statute of limitations after a pitch in order to change it, Stones. Werzer takes inside, ball 2. 2-1 on Jordan.
This is the first time I've heard silence.
2 balls, 1 strike. Werzer takes high ball. No, that was the strike. Okay, I think you broke me. I think I'm broken. It's over. I made it through the bottom of the third, but that's as far as I can go.
We're not through the bottom of the third.
Dang it, I'm not. I'm through the top of the third. Werzer fouls that one back to the screen. I just think sometimes that,
Patience, sir.
you've got to go ahead and admit defeat. If I had a corner, they would have thrown in the towel right then. In fact, there you go. I'll throw in my Subway napkin. No, that doesn't mean other people can throw napkins at me. Okay, maybe they can. 2-2. Ball 3. I'm just going to jump out there and just say what I think it is. I'm not even going to wait anymore. I'll call the game myself up here. It's when Bird shows up in the press box, things just go a little haywire. Dance contests, karaoke contests, it's all happening. Full count to Jordan Werzer leading off the bottom of the third. She pops that one up out of play. So it will still be a full count when we resume play in a matter of seconds. Sophie Peterbers on deck, and then Bella Garcia. 8-9-1 for the Beavers as they need to continue putting runs up on the board in this one as balls are flying. That's hit into left center field. Magnolia Sauer on the way over. She makes the dive. What a try. But it gets by her and goes all the way to the fence, and Jordan Werzer is going to stay at second base. It's a double for Werzer, but what a try by Magnolia Sauer in left field as she's had a busy day, as we mentioned. She laid completely out for that one and trickled off her glove and went to the fence. Chris Kakis picks it up out there.
10, center fielder Sophie Peterbers.
10 hits for the Beavers already. Here's Sophie Peterbers, who in this doubleheader has already beat out a grounder to the pitcher and a grounder to second base. And so she's got to beat out a grounder to the 3 other infield positions to get the cycle. But she is 1 for 1 in this one. Shows bunt. She bunts it right back to the pitcher. Picked up and thrown to first by Martinez. Good play. And Sophie will get credit for a sacrifice bunt on that one as she moves Werzer over to third.
Good job, babe.
So no, 1 out and a runner in third. And here's Bella Garcia, who has got a single, scored a run, and been hit by a pitch here in game number 2. She was 3 for 4 in game number 1 and came in at 451, which was good for second in the Big 8 Conference. I think, if I remember correctly, the number 1 hitter was batting .583. So she's a little bit farther away. That's Emily Deathridge, or Eliza Deathridge, one of them on Sac City. .583, incredible. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0. So what I'm saying is Bella has a little ways to go before she gets to number 1, but maintaining that 450 average is pretty good too. Infield is in for the Vikings. Werzer at third. 1-0 pitch coming up. Shows bunt, pulls it back. and it is high, 2-0. I like the ones that are clearly balls because then the umpire and I can agree. I don't have to worry about being stabbed in the back 8 seconds after the ball comes through and then made fun of by all my compadres, alleged compadres up here. 2-0. Garcia pulls it back again, 3-0. Hicks crashing in from first. Simonson doing the same from third as Bella has squared 3 times in a row here. Morgan Montgomery to follow. 3-0 on Garcia. She shows bunt, and it is ball 4. None of those particularly tough takes for Bella Garcia. She's down at first base, first and third, and now the hitter will be Morgan Montgomery, who singled in the first, flied to center, also in the first. She was the first batter that Morgan Montgomery faced, and she had a fly ball out to center field. Montgomery came into the day at .319, 1 for 4 in game 1, and 1 for 2 in this one so far. Jackie Young on deck. 1 out here in the third. There goes the runner. Garcia's going to score. They're going to throw it through, and it's knocked away at second base, but Werzer stays at third. It's a stolen base for Bella Garcia. She's second in that as well in the conference, and she's picked up at least 2 today. No balls and 1 strike somehow. Montgomery fouls that one back to the screen, so a big pitch right there by Martinez getting ahead in the count 0-2. Stones, there's the thoroughbred canines. Down the right side there. Stones and Matt delight in showing each other that each other's baseball team is losing, so that's a lot of fun. Oh, so the Phillies are losing, but not the Giants. 0-2, Montgomery pops it up, but that's going to be out of play, I think. And it is. There was a guy there who was kind of like daring the ball to hit him, it looked like, which is an interesting strategy. He was kind of looking at it as it came down on him and kind of going, hey! And then he moved to the last second, which I thought was smart. 0-2 on Morgan Montgomery. Bella Garcia at second. Jordan Werzer over at third. Line drive center field, base hit. 1 run will score. Kakis is on it quickly. She gave to throw it home, and it's over the head of the catcher, and it's going to allow Morgan Montgomery to go down to second base. RBI single for Morgan Montgomery. Bella Garcia holds on at third. Werzer scores.
Now batting.
11 hits now for the Beavers, and here's Jackie Young. Kakis was on that one quickly and let it fly, but she threw it over the catcher's head. As soon as the throw came through, though, the runner Montgomery was going to go down to second base. And she is down there with her RBI. Now 7-3 in favor of the Beavers. And here's Jackie Young, who's doubled and flied to left. She hits a ground ball into the hole. Base hit left field. 1 run scores. They're going to send the second run as well. Here comes Montgomery. The throw's cut off. She will stand up and score the second run. A 2-run single for Jacqueline Young. Garcia and Montgomery both scoring. That makes it 9-3 and gives Young another 4 RBI in this game. Her season total now up to 15. And here is Taylor McKay. Clutch hitting, timely hitting by the Beavers. Single by Montgomery, a single from Young with runners in scoring positions. We mentioned last time these two teams played just a single game. That's hit high up in the air to center field. Kakis has a beat on it, reaches up and makes the catch for the second out. Last time these two teams played, Beavers left 11 runners on base in a 3-1 loss. Trying to make up for that in this one. And Jaden Diaz comes to the plate, and she has been a star today for American River. 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in game 1. And 1 for 1 with a triple and a run batted in game 2. So Jaden comes up here with a runner at first base and 2 outs. She fouls that one back to the screen. Hits the post, doesn't hit Stones' camera, which is more important. Missed it by a considerable distance, but still, every time it hits the pole, it reminds you, ow, that could have been a camera. How many cameras have you lost to foul balls over the years? 3 cameras. Oh, man, that's a bummer. It's tough time to tell the boss, hey, we can't do the game anymore. The camera got hit by a foul ball. Yeah, but the backups just don't make it. Diaz swings and misses at that one. 0-2 on Jaden Diaz. Beavers with 5 in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 so far here in the third. Coming through with runners in scoring position time after time in this doubleheader. Diaz fouls that one back. I have to remember not to use Cyndi Lauper song titles in my everyday speech because Stones will start waxing. If I say girls just want to have fun or something, he starts singing that. Was it True Colors is another one? Oh, it's almost like a Cyndi Lauper impersonator or a cover band. Diaz calls strike 3. 3 runs, 3 hits, leave 1. We go to the top of the fourth. Beavers 9, Vikings 3.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed a job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the fourth, 9-3 Beavers. Taylor McKay out on the hill. She'll face Caitlin Hartshorn. Then Ariana James and Chris Kakis. Bottom 3 in the order for the Vikings. 2 in the first, 1 in the third for DVC. Beavers with 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. As we have meetings between the Vikings coaches, we got 2 changes. So we've got number 11, Kara McClinton is going to hit for Hartshorn.
Leading off the inning for
So,
Valley College, number 11,
Kara McClinton is coming on to bat for Caitlin Hartshorn. Kara started in the first game behind the plate. She was 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground out. Came into today at .310 on the season. Ariana James on deck, and then Chris Kakis. McKay's first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Taylor McKay 6-5 on the season. 30 strikeouts and 12 walks and 59 2/3 innings coming into today. Take something off that one, and it is outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. I tried to will his right arm to come up on that one, and it did not. So there goes my telekinesis power. 1-1. That one is inside, and no amount of telekinesis is going to make that a strike. 2-1 on Kara McClinton. Here's the 2-1 from McKay. Popped up right side. Jackie Young has a beat on it. Makes the catch in foul territory for the first out of the inning. That will bring up Ariana James, the right fielder. Got a walk back in the second inning. Freshman from Pittsburgh High School in Pittsburgh, California. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed Taylor McKay.
Did you say follow on Twitter? I don't.
That one is just a little outside for a ball, 1-0. Canine count going up to 3 as the thoroughbreds that we see in just about every game are here, but they are just crashing over there. They must have been running for a long time. They are just taking a nap over there by the dugout. Next pitch is take something off. That one in there for a strike, 1-1. Stones Radio Network just made 500 subscribers. So if you subscribe, please unsubscribe so we can go down to $4.99 so Stones doesn't get so excited. What, is that bad? Pitch hit James in the back there. Just she didn't really have anywhere to go. It just came right into her. So she is down at first base. And we do thank each and every one of you, and we thank the next one, 501, as well. And I was just kidding about unsubscribing to make Stones feel bad. Well, a little bit. Now we're going to have a runner again. I think that James, they used a runner, Halsey, for the first time. This time it's going to be Hartshorn. But I don't know. I'll have to ask my expert if you can run for the same person twice, if they still can re-enter then.
Are you guys following each other? Are you on there? You sure?
That's what I think we're talking about, because I think Ariana James was already run for once by Isabella Halsey. So she's going to have to go run, because if she came out again, I think that she would be out of the game. So Hartshorn, who was in the game and then was going to come in to run for her, is now going back to the dugout. Chris Kakis is coming to the plate. I'm thoroughly confused. So number 3, Justine Overchain, who was she was the designated player in game number 1 and played right field. So Justine Overchain is going to run at first base. I don't know what this does for Ariana James as far as in the future, if she's going to be back when next time this batting order comes up. I'm just going to assume it's going to be Overchain. And then they'll let me know when they feel like it. It's this kind of discourse that gets you 502 subscribers, Stones. It really is. Just total not knowing what's going on. Really plays. Here's Chris Kakis. Lined into a double play her first time up. A line drive down to Jackie Young, who got it and stepped on first. That is high for a ball, 1-0. Chris is an outfielder from Armio High in Fairfield. Right-handed hitter against Taylor McKay. We've got 1 out and a runner at first. And Alana Valentine on deck. Line drive, that's up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. Stopping at second base is Overchain. So Kakis with the base hit. And it's getting very close to Katie Hicks' time again as Alana Valentine comes up to the plate. 6th hit for the Vikings here in 3 1/3. And Valentine, who has walked and flied to center, coming to the plate. 1 out, 2 on. Beavers lead this one 9-3. We're in the top of the 4th. Valentine takes inside for a ball. 1-0. Alana from Napa High, a sophomore, starting at shortstop for Diablo Valley, with Hicks on deck and then Simonson. That is down low for a ball, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. McClinton started the inning and popped out. Then James was hit by a pitch. Kakis a line drive up the middle for a base hit. And now Valentine is ahead 2-0. That pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. I just had a feeling. I really had a feeling. I mean, I could probably get closer just if I had tarot cards up here or something, and just turn them over. 2-1. 1 out here in the 4th. That one is, there goes the runner, the throw down to third, and they're not going to get the tag on it. The back end of the half of the steal is successful at second base. So Overchain steals third, and Kakis goes to second on the back of that. I think it was high for a ball, 3-1, we think. But good base running by the Vikings to put 2 runners in scoring position. And you don't really want to put another run on base ahead of Katie Hicks. 3-1 pitch coming up. Valentine takes inside corner, call strike 2. Pretty much knew she wasn't going to take a cut at that one. There's going to have to be a strike call. So the four's not in effect anymore for the Beavers on the infield. And Valentine with a full count, runners at second and third. 1 out. Swing and a foul. Back to the screen. Jordan Werzer behind the plate in game 2 today for ARC. Jackie Young out at first base. Bella Garcia has moved over. She's at second. Morgan Montgomery at short. And at third is Hannah Peterburs. In left, Alexa Garcia. Sophie Peterburs in center. Jaden Diaz out in right. A 3-2 count coming up to Alana Valentine. That's in the dirt, ball 4. Tried to hold up or let up on the pitch a little bit, and it ended up being too short. And we're going to have a pitching change, I think, for American River as Katie Hicks comes to the plate. We are in the top of the 4th. It is the Beavers 9 and the Vikings 3.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bria Romero coming in for the Beavers. She will take over on the mound. Taylor McKay goes to second. Bella Garcia goes from second to third, and Hannah Peterburs comes out of the game. At least that's what we think happened. The umpire did a great job of explaining it, but I was confused by all the numbers and stuff. And Katie Hicks coming up to the plate now with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the 4th. Katie Hicks came up in the first inning with a runner on and hit a home run, and she came up in the 3rd inning with no runners on and hit a home run. So this time she comes up with 3 runners on. And the hope for Beaver fans is that she will not hit a home run. She now has 10 home runs on the season and 22 runs batted in. Came in at .406, which was 5th in the conference. Here's Romero, the winner in game 1, 8-4 on the season now. We are in the top of the 4th. First pitch is a little bit high, 1-0. Ovenchain is at third. Kakis at second. Valentine at first. And a 1-0 count to Katie Hicks with Jesse Simonson on deck. Takes it on the outside corner. No. Wishful thinking. 2 balls and no strikes.
Pitch around her, man. Pitch around her. I'll give up 1 run instead of 4. Or 2 or 3. Yeah.
Romero, a freshman out of Sheldon High School. 2-0 pitch. Hit sharply down the first baseline and foul into the dugout area of the Beavers. 2 balls and 1 strike. Romero in game 1 gave up just 4 hits. And picked up her 8th win of the season. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's a check swing back to the screen. Hicks wished she had that one back as it was too high. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Katie Hicks. Katie is a sophomore out of Northgate High School.
Unhittable fucking rise ball, man.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Hit sharply out towards second. Second to short for 1. They go back to first. They're not going to get the double play, but a run scores on the fielder's choice. So Obenchain scores. Moving on to third, Chris Kakis at second base. Valentine is erased 4-6. Fielder's choice for Hicks. She gets another run batted in. It is now 9-4 in favor of the Beavers. And this is a big batter right here, and it's Jessie Simonson. Couple of doubles in game 1 for Simonson when she was leading off. She's grounded to first twice in this game, so she is 0 for 2. But she's got runners at first and third and 2 outs here. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a ball. I thought I heard him yell strike. That's why I went with strike that time.
Yeah, that's the first surge protector ever.
Romero checks the wristband. 1-0 pitch coming to Simonson. That is outside ball 2. Two balls and no strikes. Malia Martinez is on deck. Malia has a home run in game number 1 and a base hit here in game number 2.
Another half game up on the. See, he just said 1-1, you guys.
That's hit high up in the air, right center field. Giving chase out there is Diaz. Reaches up and makes the play. Good play by Jane Diaz. Good job by Bree Romero to get out of it with just 1 run. 1 hit and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's the Beavers 9 and the Vikings 4.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Middle of the 4th, it's 9-4 in favor of the Beavers, which means it's time for the Stones McCoy mid-game report. And Stones, a situation where you took Taylor McKay and she went as long as she could, but you don't want to let this one get away, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. No, Taylor went out there and attacked the strike zone. I mean, she was getting after these hitters. But when you put up did we put up a 5 spot?
Five spot. Yeah.
And when you put up a 5 spot, you can let her go an extra inning or 2 as long as you don't give up anything major. And I thought she did a really, really good job. Bree Romero comes in and gets us out of that jam there in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, I know, and all Beaver fans the same way when Katie Hicks came up to the plate with the bases loaded. Kind of like a little tougher to breathe. You want to walk her with it? What are you giving her, the Barry Bonds treatment?
I'm giving her the 4-finger treatment right on over to first base. But in fact, it actually worked out in the benefit.
It really
for everybody.
did.
So, I like what I see with the Beavers. They're staying very, very aggressive from first game to second game, and that's exactly what you need to do against this team.
There you go, Stones McCoy, Stones mid-game report brought to you every game by Stones Radio Networks because it's his company, so I have to do it. So let's go to the bottom of the 4th, and we've got Hannah Peterburs, who I thought was removed from the game like 2 weeks ago, so obviously I have no idea what's going on. So she must have assumed the designated player position as she was in at 3rd, then she was out, and now she's back up in the Kelly Caps position because Kelly was the 6th position is the OP position, and that is what Hannah is in right now. I like the fact that you can re-enter and do all this stuff in softball, but sometimes it makes it a lot simpler in baseball. If you leave the game, you're out. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's life. But here we go. Hannah Peterburs, who had an RBI single back in the 2nd. And then she's followed by Alexa Garcia and Jordan Werzer here in the 4th. 9-4 Beavers. And Leah Martinez on the mound. She came on to end the 1st inning and has pitched the 2 subsequent innings. Line drive foul down the third base line over the coach's head by Hannah Peterburs.
No hard feelings, coach.
She almost killed him. Put a hole right through him.
Hannah coming in at 278. 1 for 3 in game 1 and 1 for 1 here in game 2. That one is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly Capps left the game after being hit in the helmet with a throw. We think she's okay. It's just precautionary. Line drive again. Another vicious line drive as Hannah is right up there with vicious line drives today that have gone foul with a couple of other players. A lot of right-handed hitters have hit a lot of punishing drives to left field, which have been fouled by between 20 and 50 feet, I'm going to say. Yeah. That's lifted in the air toward right field, and that's going to drop. Was it a fair ball? It is a fair ball. And Raderberg round second. She goes into second. The throw gets away. She's thinking about going to third, but Magnolia Sauer with a good backup, but tremendous left fielder, Magnolia Sauer, and she was backing that throw up. So Peterburg's found the perfect place to put one, and we're going to give her a double on that one as she is at second base. Dropped it right down the first base line. The umpire called it fair. The players think it was foul. And Katie Hicks is telling her manager that
fair. Stop it. Don't do that shit again.
Rick doesn't know that the scoreboard operator cannot be allowed to get involved in these conversations. As they are talking to the umpires, as Katie Hicks and others are saying down the first base line that was a foul ball. It was called fair, and Peter Burrs made it to second base. And she is down there with nobody out, and here's Alexa Garcia, who has grounded the pitcher and struck out here in game number 2. Nobody talking really to anybody, actually. That's just a meeting on the mound with the Vikings now, and they are going to go back and start play again with Hannah Peterburs out at
left fielder Alexa Garcia.
Alexa, let's be on the line.
So Peterburs at second, nobody out, and here's Alexa Garcia. Her 3-run triple ended the game 1 a couple hours ago on a run rule 10-2 final score. Jordan Wurzer to follow. Shows bunt, bunts at, misses it, and scurrying back to second is Hannah Peterburs. And she is totally anticipating that ball being bunted, and she was halfway to third base and said, oh no, I got to get back. 0-1 on Alexa Garcia, entered the day at 300 on the season. Picked up those 3 runs batted in, gives her 21 on the season, and she has 3 home runs. That is in there for strike 2. 0-2. Jones McCoy always has the last word because he's got replay capabilities, and he just goes back and looks at the film and says, yep, fair ball. Now, if we could just bring that to the masses, it would just be great. We're working on that. We're working on that. Swing and a miss. Garcia down on strikes for the first out here in the 4th, and that'll bring up Jordan Wurzer, who singled and doubled so far in this game. Picked up her 18th run batted in the first inning on an RBI single, and then doubled to open the 3rd inning and later scored. So Jordan is 2 for 2. She's got 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in on the season. Peterborough still at third. Wurzer hits it sharply at shortstop. Nice play out there by Valentine. She gets up and throws across the diamond and gets Wurzer at first. Well hit ball, maybe a better play by Valentine out at shortstop. Laid totally out to her left. Picked that one up. It was an easy hit and probably an RBI for Wurzer. And it brings up Sophie Peterborough.
Center fielder.
Singled in the first
Peterborough.
on an infield single and had a sacrifice bunt in the third. So she is 1 for 1, has driven in a run in this one. That was her 6th RBI. She shows bunt again, bunts at it, but misses it for a strike. So picked up RBI number 6 back in the first inning. She's got sister Hannah down at third. Bella Garcia on deck if Sophie can keep things going here in the 4th. A 9-4 game for the Beavers. She's going to take that one high for a ball. 1-1. She already beat out a grounder to the pitcher today and a grounder to second base. So he basically thinks she puts a couple of bounces on that thing. She has a good chance of beating it out. Came into the day at 313. Takes that one outside and low. Good block by Lamelli behind the plate. 2-1. Sophie wearing number 10 for the Beavers. Playing out in center field today. Swings and misses at that one. Good pitch by Martinez. Had a little bit of voodoo on that one. Moved it around on her. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beavers won game 1 10-2. They lead 9-4 here, but this has been a back and forth affair already through the first 4 innings. 2-2 now. That's high, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third. We're back in action Tuesday on ARC YouTube with the Beavers against the Wolverines from Sierra College in a doubleheader. 3-2 pitches hit sharply out at second base, picked up and thrown to first, and got her by a half step at first base. 4-3 on that one. So she is retired. No runs, 1 hit and 1 left. We go to the 5th. It's the Beavers 9 and the Vikings 4.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
And back to the top of the 5th here, Becky Russ Field on American River College campus in lovely Sacramento, California. Malaya Martinez, Annabelle Lamelli, and Magnolia Sauer against Bray Romero. First pitch is high to Martinez, who's grounded to third and singled in this one. Had a home run in game number 1. She came in at .258, her 3rd home run of the season in game 1, down with 12 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter against Bray Romero, the second pitcher for the Beavers. That one's popped out into left field, very high up there. Garcia underneath it makes the catch for the first out. So probably the highest fly ball we've had today, and we like to give awards out like that after every doubleheader. Hardest hit grounder, highest fly ball, most ridiculous Stones McCoy declaration. We have a lot of different stuff that we talk about. Annabelle Lamelli comes to the plate. She has singled and popped to shortstop. The catcher in game 2 for the Vikings out of Livingstone High School. Solid single up the middle. Back in the 3rd inning for Annabelle. 1 out here in the 5th. That one is high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. There were kids playing on Woodchip Mountain in game 1. Suspiciously, nobody over there now. That is inside for ball 2. And I'll tell you, if a mountain can look satisfied, that one does not go there. Yeah. It definitely did. I'm not saying anything happened, but I just don't see anybody anymore. That's all I'm saying. 2-0. That's high and outside again. 3-0 to Lamelli. None of the 3 pitches particularly close. Yeah, I saw some car keys fly up and maybe, an old program from a game 3 weeks ago. So I'm suspicious. You can't, Rick, you can't throw that stuff at me. I have no idea what you're talking about. That is in there for a strike, 3-1. Three balls, one strike on Lamelli. Hits that one sharply but foul down the third base line, so quickly the count becomes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stones McCoy will be happy the rest of the day, assuming the Beavers hold on, of course, but his Giants have beat the mighty Yankees. So now the Giants can go 81-81 or 161-1. But which one do you think is more likely? Rick wants me to tell you the Mets won, but no one believes that. 3-2 pitch hit sharply out toward shortstop. Montgomery has it on a couple of hops over to first for the out. Good job by Romero coming back from 3-0 to get the ground out.
I'm upset.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Matt, the PA guy. We might have to get another PA guy. Not because he's terrible, obviously he is. But his Phillies just fell short against the Rangers, 16-3. That's too bad. Couple of grand slams, and you'd be probably within shot. Actually, 3 grand slams, you still lose the game. That's got to be really humbling to a team. Now, a couple of games in the season, and basically it's over? 1-0 on Magnolia Sauer. The left fielder has a single and pop out to second base, 1 for 2. She's done a tremendous job out in left field all day, chasing base hits and fly balls and everything. Took something off that. It's a little bit too short. 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, if you can give up, if you can come up in an inning and get 3 grand slams and you still lose, I don't think any team's ever lost by 13 runs in the first week of the season and won the World Series. I mean, you can check on that, but that's what I think. Fastball, did it catch the outside corner? No, it did not. 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. Jalen Garcia is on deck. That one is right in there for a strike, and if it's not, I will fight you. 3 balls and 1 strike. That's hit sharply, but just fouled down the third base line. Magnolia Sauer almost had herself an extra base hit, and we have a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I notice they don't do this anymore.
No, they don't. That's why we do it now, because Dave stopped doing it.
I just can't stop thinking about poor Matt and his Phillies. I mean, that really's got to hurt. Everybody's excited the first weekend of the season, and then 16-3. Full count to Magnolia Sauer. Hits it out in the air to left field, foul down the left field line. Falls harmlessly down there, and Alexa Garcia is going to have to go pick it up, return it into the infield, and eventually get its way back to Brie Romero. So Jalen Garcia is on deck, batting in the number 7 spot and playing second base now for the Vikings. She played second in the first game. Took something off it. It's chopped out towards second base, scooped up and thrown over to first by Taylor McKay. So good inning for Romero. She came from a couple of 3-0 counts, went 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's Beavers 9, Vikings 4.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers. American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stone Radio Network.
Top of the order for the Beavers in the bottom of the 5th. They lead at 9-4. It's Bella Garcia. It's Morgan Montgomery. It's Jacqueline Young. Garcia with a single, was hit by a pitch and walked. She scored twice, stole the base. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Ball 1 down in the dirt, 1-0. To Bella Garcia, the freshman from Rockland. Started the day at 4:51, and that's only gotten better. She is 4 for 5 so far in the doubleheader. Beavers trying to sweep the doubleheader, win their 3rd in a row, and improve their conference record to 6-7 after being 0-4. Garcia takes outside for a ball, 2-1. Lost the first 4, and then they split 3 straight doubleheaders. Won the single game against Modesto by scoring in the bottom of the 7th on Thursday, and then won game 1 10-2 here and lead here 9-4 in game 2. 2-1 Garcia lines it to center. It's going to stay up though, and Chris Kakis just reaches the left hand up in the air and snatches it out of the air for the first out. Hit the ball very well, Bella Garcia, but carried it too far. 1 out, and Morgan Montgomery comes to the plate. The shortstop is 2 for 3 with an RBI, singled and scored in the first, singled and scored in the third, and also drove in a run with that single in the third. Right-hand hitting shortstop here against Martinez with 1 out in the 5th. She fouls that one off to our right. 0-1. Jacqueline Young to follow. I like when the dog can sit in the bleachers just like people down there. Those 2 thoroughbred dogs. You got to go down and check. No, because what happened to you walking up the stairs when that dog was growling at you? You're usually a friend to animals, Stones McCoy. Oh, he was actually communicating with you. All right, that's fair. Hit well to center field. Hickes goes back, still going back. That's over her head, hits the fence, comes back in the field to play, and Montgomery is going to motor into second base with a stand-up double, her 3rd hit of the game. A solidly hit ball by the Beavers. Make that 13 hits for ARC, and here comes Jacqueline Young, who has 2 hits in this game, has driven in 4 runs.
First baseman Jackie Young.
She's got 3 home runs and now 15 runs batted in on the season. Came in at .313, was 1 for 2 in game 1 with a couple of walks. Going to check it out center, make sure Chris Kakis is okay out there. She ran into the wall chasing that ball, and it does seem like everybody is okay. They had 4 outfielders out there, which I thought was suspicious, but one of them is the shortstop, so that's okay. She went out to, that's a team captain move. You go out there and check on everybody. That's Alana Valentine, the sophomore from Napa. She went out to make sure everything was going well, and everybody seems to be okay. And here's Jacqueline Young. Double in the first, drove in 2, fly to left on the warning track in the second, and then a single that drove in 2 in the third. It's got Montgomery at second, 1 out here in the 5th. Takes that one. It is a strike on the outside corner. So I waited for the pitch to go by, then I do my taxes, and then he signals strike. It works out perfectly.
Walks gone with a win, and then strike.
0-1. High fly ball left field. It's in the park. I think Sauer going back to the fence, catches it on the warning track. Runner tags at second, and Montgomery slides into third, and she moves up 60 feet, but Jacqueline Young has missed a home run just a couple of times. They're going to appeal second, and she did not leave early.
VP Taylor McKay.
So Jacqueline Young, either you get a base hit or you hit it deep to the warning track in left field is basically all you're going to do today, and here's Taylor McKay. Single and scored a run the first, fly to center in the third, and in between those she popped out to shortstop in the second. So here's McKay, Jaden Diaz on deck. Taylor swings and hits it high up in the air. Down, it's going to be foul in left field. Sauer giving chase. And I'll tell you, she has got to work out there today. Can't get a hold of that one. And it will be no balls and one strike on Taylor McKay. Sophomore from Paradise. Came in at .322, picked up an RBI in game 1 to push her season total to 10. 2 for 4 in that game 1, so she's 3 for 7 on the doubleheader. She takes that one outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch coming up from Martinez. Fouled back to the screen by Taylor McKay, so it's 1-2 with Morgan Montgomery down at third base and 2 outs. One ball, 2 strikes on Taylor McKay. High in the air left field. Sauer's going to have to come in on that one. Still coming in, reaches up, and did she make the catch? I think she did. Yes, what a catch by Sauer. We've talked about her all game, and she makes another fine catch in left field to rob Taylor McKay. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the 6th. It's Beavers 9, Vikings 4.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the 6th, 9-4 Beavers. Jalen Garcia will lead us off. The freshman from Salesian High who played second base in the first game. She was 0 for 2, and she has entered at second base here in the second game. This is her first at bat in the number 7 spot. Caitlin Hartshorn started in that spot. She was batted for by Kara McClinton. And Garcia came in, and there's the pitch, and she hits it out towards second base, scooped up by McKay, underhand over to first base for 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 6th inning. And that will bring up number 3, Justine Obenchain, who came on in this spot to run for Ariana James back in the 4th inning.
Number 3, Justine Obenchain.
So this was Ariana James walked and then was run for, and then she was hit by a pitch and then she was run for. So no official at bats, and we've had 3 players cycle through this one batting order spot. Here's Obenchain from St. Vincent High School, a freshman. She bunts it down the third base line, scooped up by Garcia over to first, and she gets her by a step. That's a fine play by Bella Garcia over to third, and it's 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Not a bad bunt by Obenchain, just a little bit too firm down the third base line. And she is retired at first. And that brings up Chris Kakis, the center fielder, who was lined into a double play and singled up the middle. Freshman out of Armio. Came on and was 0 for 1 in game 1 in a relief role, and she's 1 for 2 here in game 2, batting in the number 9 spot for the Vikings. Inside corner, call strike. 0-1. Leadoff hitter is Alana Valentine. She is on deck. Bree Romero came on with 1 out in the 4th inning and has got out of that inning and took care of the 5th, and now trying to do the same to the 6th. That is down low for a ball. Jordan Werzer blocks it. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. 2 outs in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Big swing by Chris Gakis. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One of those ones, if she connects it, you wonder how far that thing's going to go. But a little bit behind Bree Romero's pitch. 1-2. That one's high and outside. Took something off that one. Well out of the strike zone. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vikings had 2 in the first inning. Beavers came back with 5 in their half. Then they added 1 in the second, 3 in the third. Swing and a miss. That's got her on strikes. 1, 2, 3 for Romero in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Beavers 9, Vikings 4.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the 6th. Beavers 9 and the Vikings 4. Mark the Phantom Low here with you. And Stones McCoy to my left doing all the hard work. Jaden Diaz will start us off. She is 1 for 2. She has tripled. She has hit a sacrifice fly and she has struck out. So she has got herself another RBI in this game. She had 2 in the first game, pushing her season total to 8 on the season. The left-hand hitting freshman from Cesar Chavez High waits for Malia Martinez's first pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It's outside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Just a great day of softball out here. Good crowd all day checking out the action. A lot of action on the field. That's hit down the left field line, foul over the dugout by Diaz and evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. She'll be followed by Hannah Peterburs and Alexa Garcia.
Hannah's not on deck. Looks like Callie is.
Diaz takes down low for a ball. That is Kelly Tomlinson on deck to bat in the Peterborough spot, which was the Kelly Cap spot, which has been everybody else's spot. Kelly started in right field in game number 1. Did she bunt at that one? I don't know, but they're going to say ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on Jane Diaz. Came in at .323 on the day. 2 for 2 in game 1, 1 for 2 so far in game 2. With that sacrifice fly. 3-1 coming up from Martinez. Ball 4, an easy take right there. So here's Kelly Tomlinson.
She could take second if she wanted. And Emily's up next. So they're dumping in
So Tomlinson in here. That's Kelly Cap started. She was 1 for 1. She was in there. Then Hannah Peterborough hitting that spot. She was 2 for 2 while she was in there. So big shoes for Kelly Tomlinson to try to fill here.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 4, Callie Tomlinson.
And Emily's up next. She's taking someone's place too.
Looks like Emily Ariano is on deck to bat for Alexa Garcia. Or so says Rick, the scoreboard guy. And he hasn't steered me wrong more than 50% of the time, so there you go. There's a check swing and out of play by Kelly. 0-1. Freshman from Orem High School, pitcher and an outfielder. As we said, started in game 1, was 1 for 2 as a right fielder. Then she was replaced by Jaden Diaz. Takes that one down low. 1-1. Annabelle Lamelli behind the plate for the Vikings here in game number 2. 1 ball and 1 strike on Callie Tomlinson.
You're all done? Thank you.
Just a ground ball back to the pitcher. Off the pitcher's glove, picked up by the shortstop. She's not going to have a play. That's an infield single, and runners at first and second for the Beavers here in the 6th inning.
That's all I have to sign.
So that batting spot, the number 6 spot in the order, 4 for 4 today for the Beavers. And here is Emily Ariano.
What is today? April 1st.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 18, Emily Ariano.
Takes over for Alexa Garcia. So for 3 in this second game after the big 3-run triple in the first game. So here's Emily Ariano, freshman out of Folsom High School. First pitch is swung on and missed. 0-1. Emily had .522 on the season. 12 for 23 at the plate. She's up here with runners at first and second. She fouls that one back to the screen. So quickly 0-2 as the ball comes back off the screen toward Emily, and Annabelle Lamelli just reaches out, a right hand, and snatches it out of the air. 0-2 now on Ariano. Jordan Werzer to follow. Check swing did not go. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Emily. Right-handed hitter steps in. She's a little bit of space away from the plate. Ready for the 1-2 from Malia Martinez. Swing and a miss. Foul ball into the catcher's glove, to be more exact, so that it's a strikeout for Ariana. And that will bring up Jordan Werzer, who's singled, doubled, and been thrown out by the shortstop, Elena Valentine, on a tremendous play. That was back in the 4th inning as she dove to her left.
Catcher Jordan Werzer.
So Werzer up here. She does have 3 home runs on the season. Picked up RBI number 18 back in the 1st inning. Up here with 2 on and 2 out in the 6th. Sharply hit ground ball. That's into left center field for a base hit. Kakis comes up with it. She's going to throw it all the way to the plate. Nice throw by Chris Kakis out in center field, and she's going to save her run as she is very active out there in center field.
Only 1 out, right? Yeah. I thought you just said 2.
So 1 out. If I said 2, I apologize to Rick and the whole listening audience. Werzer singles. Bases loaded. And we have another pinch hitter, I believe, and that looks like Chelsea Clark again, who we saw in game number 1 with a base hit. Looks like she is going to bat for Sophie Peterburs. As we have Werzer at first, we have Tomlinson at second, we have Jaden Diaz over at third, and we also have a meeting at the mound for the Vikings. So we're going to step away for a second here, Stones McCoy, as they talk about things. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Beavers 9, Vikings 4.
Beats by DJ Stones.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Chelsea Clark coming in to hit for the second time today. She came on in game 1 and had a base hit to left field, and so she will bat for Sophie Peterburs here in the 6th inning with the bases loaded, and the score 9-4 in favor of the Beavers. Lily Martinez had a chat with the coach, and she's ready to work now. Clark takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Bella Garcia on deck, the leadoff hitter. Chelsea Clark from Benjamin Holt High School, just a freshman. 2 for 5 on the season, including that pinch hit in game 1. Hits one high up in the air, short left field. Shortstop's going to go out, make the catch. No advance is available for Jaden Diaz, and so a good job by Martinez to retire Clark. As Valentine goes out into short left field and makes the catch and makes it rather easily.
Now batting for the Beavers.
And that'll bring up Bella Garcia.
Baseman, Bella Papini.
Who? Garcia, bro. Wow, he's right.
Is this that Papini?
Yeah, I did. No way. That was a blast from the past.
Who's that?
That's an old player.
That's
That's from last year.
And that's right down the middle. Now, Alexa Garcia hit the 3-run triple to end the game, first game on a run rule, and Bella has the same opportunity out there with the bases loaded and a 5-run lead. 0-1. Garcia has singled, been hit by a pitch, walked, and flied to center. That one is outside for a ball, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike on the freshman out of Rockland.
Just because your Phillies lost, dude, don't mean you got to take it off.
Yeah, he's all distraught, man. You have to do a welfare check on him later.
1 ball and 1 strike. Poor Matt, the PA guy.
Inside.
Line drive left center field. Kakis goes over, and she makes the catch on the run for the 3rd out. Hit well, but Chris Kakis controls center field. And no runs, 2 hits, and 3 left. We go to the top of the 7th. It's the Beavers 9 and the Vikings 4.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the 7th, top of the order for the Vikings against Bree Romero as they try to keep things going. Alana Valentine, Katie Hicks, Jesse Simonson.
For Diablo Valley College, number 18, shortstop, Alana Valentine.
Valentine walked and scored in the 1st, flied to center in the 3rd, and walked in the 4th. Poor Matt, the PA guy, getting a lot of flack from everybody up in the press box just because he announced an imaginary person at bat in the last inning, although they tell me it was a player from last year. And that's how the PTSD gets you. You just start saying players from different years and stuff, you know.
Re-entry on 7, re-entry on 10.
Re-entry on 7 and 10, that is Alexa Garcia and Sophie Peterburs. So they will go back to their original positions, which is left and center field, I believe. I guess I could look it up. You know, I tried to look to Rick for help, and he's just done. Here's Valentine. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It is a ball. One ball and no strikes. I want to see this umpire in one of those movies where the bomb's going to go off and he's got to go ahead and make the call before the bomb goes off. You got 2 seconds. He goes, I just can't do it. I can't do it. Pulled it back, and it is a strike. If you don't call a strike within the next 2 seconds, the bomb will go off. And he's like, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I got muscle memory. It's got to take me 3.5 seconds. 1-1. Pops it up second base way, going out the second baseman. It's going to drop in for a base hit over Taylor McKay's head in front of Jaden Diaz. Perfect placement. Nothing anybody could do about that as Valentine gets a base hit. She's had one in each game now. And that brings up Katie Hicks, who has a 2-run home run in the first inning, a solo home run in the third inning, and then drove in a runner with a fielder's choice in the fourth. And you know she's a good hitter because everybody up here is like, okay, we'll give you the run on the fielder's choice. Okay, just don't hit a home run on us again. That's respect right there. Now she steps in with the runner down at first base and nobody out in the seventh. Katie came into the day at 4:06. Was over 2 in the first game, 2 for 3 here in the second. She takes that one outside for a ball. 1-0. Sophomore from Northgate High School. 5th in the league in hitting, 2nd in home runs, and 6th in runs batted in before today. She now has 23 runs batted in on the season and 10 home runs. She pops that one up on the infield. Who's going to call for it? It looks like it's going to be Jackie Young, and she's got it. Oh, my gosh. What a play. The tag at second. She's going to be out. They can probably go back to first. We had a first baseman came in, Jackie Young. The catcher ran into her. She bobbled the ball, caught by the third baseman, who threw it to second. Now the runner tagged at first. And so we're going to see if we're going to have a double play at first base. I don't think so because you can tag on that, but you have to wait until the last person catches the ball.
It did not hit the ground.
Let's see here.
Interference on the batter.
So Young came on to make the catch. The catcher ran into Young, bobbled it, caught, I thought, out of the air by Garcia at third. But they're going to say, no, it was not caught because Katie Hicks is still up at the plate. So I would like to see the Stones-McCoy replay on that one because it looked to me like she caught the ball out of the air after the collision coming down the first base line. So it's going to be a strike.
She either gets a base or that was a double play, man. Because of the score.
1-1 pitch. Check swing inside, 2-1. I'll have to see that one back because it clearly looked like to me that after the collision the ball was bobbled, but it was caught by Garcia. Now, if you're going to tag at first base, you can go when the ball touches the glove of the fielder that catches it, but she didn't catch it. The other person caught it. So really that should have been, I think, a double play at first base, but obviously the ball must have hit the ground. That's high for a ball, 3-1. I just want to get Stones McCoy down on the field and figure that one out to me. He's looking at the replay now, which he's going to make available to Stones McCoy or Stones Radio Networks. We got that technology in the works for next year to put that as part of the broadcast. 3-1 pitch, inside corner, call strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out, more importantly, here in the top of the 7th. Beavers trying to close the door on this one and grab a doubleheader sweep of the Vikings.
I think it was interference on the base path.
Runner goes and the ball is thrown. It's too high. It's ball 4, so she'll be safe at second base anyway. A walk to Hicks. So 2 on, nobody out, and Jessie Simonson, who had a couple of doubles in game number 1. She's 0 for 3 here in game 2, but she's a couple of doubles in game 1, and she clearly has power. She flied to right back in the 4th.
There's no way to have interference when the batter's not in the play. Okay, the batter's. Watch. No, it's just our 2 guys.
So 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Simonson at the plate. Sophomore from Valley Christian. She hits that ball down the right field line, but it is foul. So that's going to be no problem down there. 0-1 on Simonson. Leah Martinez on deck, and she also has home run power for the Vikings. She's hit one out in the first game off the shed in left field. Oh, 1. Bree Romero came on in the 4th inning in relief of Tatum McKay, and she finished that inning and has pitched the 5th and the 6th, and that one is too high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Simonson.
These 2 runs don't count. They just got to get outs.
That one's popped up as that one was on the inside corner to Simonson, and she almost tried to defend herself with that swing and get the ball away, and she swatted it away, but it went over the backstop. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Beavers looking just to get a couple outs here, preferably on the same play, but they'll take it one at a time. That's fouled out of play, this time to our left by Simonson. She stays alive at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I got Stones McCoy coming through the video of the, I don't know if we call it botch pop-up or whatever, just like it's the Zabruder film, and we'll be coming out with our findings in about 6 months, I think. Ground ball, that's to the left of second base. It's handled by McKay over to first. Perfect job. Actually, and got her at first base. Moved the runners up to second and third, but got the out for the Beavers. And that'll bring up Amelia Martinez, who started this game as the DP and entered as the pitcher in the end of the first inning. And she steps up here. She is 1 for 3 so far in this game. She has 3 home runs on the season after getting 1 in game 1. She has 12 runs batted in after getting 1 in game 1, and she was at 258 entering the day. Got runners at second and third, but more importantly for the Beavers, 1 out here. Martinez hits a line drive foul down the left field line. And it is 0-1. She's followed in the lineup by Annabelle Lamelli. Malia Martinez, 0-1. Romero looking to notch. She would get, I believe she would get credit for the win. That one is just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. She is 8-4 as we sit here today after getting the win in game 1 with a 4-hit performance. 1-1 to Martinez. Popped up out of play, back behind us. I don't know when she jammed the batter and she had to kind of fight it off. Jones McCoy made a try for that one, but as longtime listeners will already have figured out, he did not make the play. Even if you're just listening for the first time, you know he did not make the play. Dogs are snarling at you today. You didn't have a good day with people and animals. Ground ball up the middle, cut off by the second baseman McKay. She goes to first, not in time. It's an infield single and an RBI for Martinez, and it's now 9-5 in favor of the Beavers. Great stop by McKay. Might have saved a run. They might have been able to send Hicks to the plate, but they hold her up at third. Now it's first and third, a 9-5 score, and here's Annabelle Lamelli. Sophomore from Livingstone is 1 for 3, popped to short, singled, grounded to short. First and third now. Double play depth, middle infielders. Garcia even with the bag at third. That one is outside for a ball. Kind of a bluff at first base by Martinez to try to steal, but the double steal when you're down 4, 1 out in the 7th, seems risky to me. Lamelli will be followed by Magnolia Sauer. That one is also outside, so it's 2-0 quickly on Lamelli. Beavers trying to nail this one down, but it is an elusive one. It has been that way ever since the first inning when the Vikings put up 2 in the top of the first. Beavers put up 5 in the bottom, and there you go. We're at 9-5 right now. 2 runners on. And a 2-0 count on Lamelli, who shows bunt and bunts at it, and they're going to steal and send Martinez, and she takes second. So the force no longer on for the Beavers. 2-1 now on Lamelli, who is the only thing of concern on the mind of Bree Romero. Hits it high in the air left field. It's a foul ball. Garcia giving chase. She's not going to be able to get there. It's all up by the fence in left field. And it is now 2-2 on Lamelli. Two balls, two strikes. Annabelle looks down at the third base coach. She gives a little bit of encouragement, and she is ready to go. 2-2 pitch, holds off on it. It's too high, 3-2. A walk now would mean the potential tying run would come to the plate in the person of Magnolia Sauer. And Lamelli says, this is a good time to tie my shoe. I was thinking about it, seventh inning, second game, 3-2 count. Yeah, I'm good. Ball 4, too high. That loads the bases and brings up Magnolia Sauer. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound for the Beavers this time. We'll step away. Top of the 7th. Beavers 9, Vikings 5.
Now back to the action right here on Stone's Radio Network.
Meeting at the mound is over. Bases are loaded. Magnolia Sauer stepping in, the left fielder. Out of California High School, just a freshman. She is 1 for 3 in this game. Beat out a bunt in the second, popped out to second, and then grounded to short. 9-5. Here's the pitch from Romero. Fly ball left field out of play. There must be some sort of record for foul balls to left field that we have tied as both teams in this doubleheader. Looks like Callie Tomlinson is stretching it out, warming up for the Beavers in the pen. That is down low for a ball. It took him 5 hours, but Rick finally got one. Way to go, Rick. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded, 1 out, 7th inning. Foul ball back to the screen by Magnolia Sauer, and that's the one she wanted. That was right down the middle of the plate. One and two, Stones McCoy. Even in the 7th inning of a tight game, he's worried about his camera. Oh, you're insured for $20 million. You can take care of that. 1 and 2 on Sauer. Here's the pitch. Took something off and missed the outside corner. 2 and 2 on Magnolia Sauer. Jalen Garcia on deck. Two pitch coming up. Hit sharply out towards shortstop. Knocked down, picked up, thrown to first, not in time. It's going to be an RBI for Sauer. It'll be an error on shortstop.
Let's go, girls!
Scoring is Hicks. Second run of the inning, moving over to third Martinez, to second Lamelli. Sauer is on at first.
Go, make a play, get out, girls!
2 runs here in the inning and still just 1 out, and now Jalen Garcia coming to the plate. She grounded to second in her only appearance in this game. She's going to bunt it down the first base line. First baseman picks it up, flips to the second baseman covering. Nice play, run scores. RBI for Garcia. Martinez scores, 3 runs in. Moving to third, Lamelli. At second base now is Sauer. And that brings it all up to Justine Oberchain. So Obenchain, who tried to bunt her first time up, just entered the game back in the 6th.
Justine Obenchain.
In the number 8 spot in the order, is up here with a 9-7 score and the tying run on second base. She takes that one and it's in there for a strike. Obenchain's going to go down and talk to her third base coach. Justine, a freshman from St. Vincent. So Obenchain in there, 0-1. Chris Kaikis, the center fielder, is on deck, the number 9 hitter. 0-1 on Obenchain. Outfield is pretty shallow. They want to be able to throw out the second runner at home plate if the necessity comes up. She shows bunt. She bunts it foul down the first base line. She put a really nice bunt down her first time up, but as a right-handed hitter, it just took her too long to get down to first base. And she was thrown out by Bella Garcia. So it's 0-2 now. Lamelli at third, Sauer at second. 3 runs in. 0-2 coming up from Romero. Swing and a miss. She struck her out, and that's the ball game. So they made it very tight with 3 runs for the Vikings here in the 7th. But in the end, it's Bray Romero and the American River College Beavers coming out on top in Game 2, 9-7. The final in Game 1, 10-2. And again, the final in Game 2, Bray Romero comes out of the bullpen and wins it. Final score, American River College Beavers 9, Diablo Valley College Vikings 7. 2 in a row for the Beavers. We're back on Tuesday. A doubleheader starting at noon against the Sierra College Wolverines. Come on out for that one. It's going to be a great one. Or watch it on American River College Athletics YouTube, or listen on the Mixler app. Just search Stones Radio Networks. On behalf of Stones McCoy and myself, thanks for watching American River College Softball on YouTube. Please subscribe, become part of the ARC YouTube family, and we'll see you next time.